Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert. So, since last episode I've been working on some stuff. I'll take you over there here in just a second, but I wanted to show you. Our ore processing system is doing pretty well, I have to say. I mean, we have quite a bit of redstone, we got quite a bit of iron. Take a look at Sardis, we've got a decent amount of Sardis that's built up. You know, diamonds, we have over 1,000, or is that 1,300? Yeah, 1,300 diamonds, emeralds, 835. I mean, it's definitely kicking out quite a bit of materials. Quite a bit indeed. If we just pull up ingots, for example, I mean, look at all that. It's not too bad. And also coal. 2,544, and I had actually converted pretty much all but 2 of my coal into blocks before I started running that. So see, it is actually sending quite a bit of coal over. More than I'm going to need for anything that comes to mind. And honestly, I mean, this isn't even, you know, this isn't even full speed. And it's doing very well. It's doing very, very well. And currently it's staying backed up on coal, and it's just running. It's just running non-stop. So that's great. Also, mystical flowers we have a ton of. So down here, I have been working down here. So it's still a long ways to go. But I have been working down here. And you can see I did like a custom chisel and bit like little lantern here. This is all custom. I was actually playing around with, I made an illumination wand as well. These are crafted, whoops, these are crafted very, very simply. You can do just rock crystals. They don't have to be attuned or celestial or anything like that. I made one of those because I was originally going to use that. I actually used it around, like this altar right here has them. Will that stay? I don't know yet. But for right now, just to kind of light it up. But I did go through and I did these chisel and bit torches, and then I just copied them. You know, it's 2 block spaces, like bottom, top. And then this is light blue night ore on top of it. I actually quite liked it quite a bit. I think I've used almost a stack of night ore, I think, around this room. Something like that. So quite a bit of night ore, at least night ore is very easy to craft. So it's not too bad. And then of course we have the flooded sections. This is all black concrete underneath it. And then I've built out these little pathways here. These are overgrown stone, and then I also have grass down the middle. It's just easier than just using overgrown stone, though I am out of dirt at this point. And I'm having to go out and farm dirt and grass at this point. Well, I was. Now I've kind of got all this built out for the most part. There's a couple other spots that will be built out, but for now. This right here, this is just a pillar, and basically I did them out of cobblestone, and then I'm coating them with skystone. I'm pretty much out of skystone now. I'm either going to have to go out and farm it, or I'm going to have to set up some mystical agriculture, just crops to make skystone for building. So, I might do that. It's not too difficult. Though we will be officially getting into mystical agriculture in the not-so-distant future. I just don't like to rush it, usually. And then I have set up, you'll notice there's a few of the multi-blocks. Like this one's going to be a crystal collector. Right over there is going to be a crystal collector. This is going to be an attunement altar. This right here is going to be for making the resonant gems and stuff, resonating gems and all that. And then, of course, that's going to be our main crafting altar. There will be some other multi-block structures out through here. So, this right here is actually a building that I'm starting to work on. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build the building, and then I'm going to ruin it. I'm going to break blocks and, you know, do some chisels and bits to make it look like stone's broken off and little things like that. But first, I'm actually going to build the building out so I can kind of get an idea of, you know, this is how it looked. And now let's break things. So you guys, I'll make sure you guys get to see it when it's actually like pristine, and then we'll destroy it. Then I'll destroy it. So, but that's what I figured I'd do, is kind of build this out and kind of build like a little structure there in the center, because of course this is all built on top of older civilizations, you know. This was actually the second civilization. The blood magic area is going to be like the first quote-unquote civilization, or I don't really know if you'd call it a civilization, but we'll get to that later. And then as you go up, you know, you kind of have the Elven, and then almost this, like, I don't know, Mayan type build, and some stuff like that. But I don't know, we'll see. I'm steadily making progress. But at least we have a room now. It's not going to stay entirely square. This is just, I dug out, I ran the builder, got my square shape. And then I'm going to, you know, cut away parts. It's not going to be totally square and not all even ceiling and all that stuff. But it's just a room this big, or a cavern this big, just takes a while. And that back section is actually probably going to come out a bit farther and have just lots of water there. So, but anyways, that's the progress on this thus far. I spent quite a few hours the other night. Today I didn't really get to spend any time building. I was actually wanting to stream when I was doing that, but of course, for those of you that somehow have missed it, my internet connection is just horrible with this ISP, and there's supposed to be another ISP that's going to move out into this area before too long, but it'll probably be next year, like mid next year, before they move out here. So I don't know. I've been trying to get them to fix this, and they just keep giving me excuses. It's Zeto Media. I do not suggest them at all. Worst possible ISP I've ever encountered. So, but today I was actually working on cabinets. I was cutting out cabinets because we got our new fridge ordered. It was like a Black Friday sale, and we had these, like, the house we bought had these cabinets over the fridge, and I hate cabinets over the fridge. They make no sense because they're like, you know, you can't really reach them, and they're just awkward. And anyways, the new fridge wouldn't fit under there. It's a lot bigger of a fridge, so I had to cut out cabinets and sand and do all that. So that's what I spent a big chunk of the day doing. And then I also cooked a turkey and did some yard work and stuff. Took the dogs for a walk and all that. So anyways, I'll quit rambling. What we're going to do today, of course, is we are going to continue on with our work within Immersive Engineering. Okay, that's where we left off last episode. That's where we're going to be resuming this episode. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and open up our engineer's manual. And if you recall, I said I wanted to build an arc furnace. That's going to be first and foremost. We're going to go ahead and just make that. Okay, now the arc furnace, basically I'm just going to look and see what all we need. We need a cauldron. We need 14 steel sheet metal slabs, 8 steel sheet metal. Let me just gather all this list. Blocks of steel, steel scaffolding, redstone engineering block, light engineering block, heavy engineering block, reinforced blast bricks, all very, very easy. And actually, I think we have blast bricks because I had to make them for a quest. Okay, I got the rest of the blocks that we need. So we're ready to build this. Once again, we can just take our projector, craft it together with our manual, and there we go. And I'm going to set this up right in here. And we're going to want to rotate it. We're going to want, I believe, the redstone engineering block in the front. Let me double check that. Okay, so we're going to have it setting right in there. So we'll go ahead and just place it down, and let's get to building. So I'm going to need slabs. That's nice because it highlights everything. It makes it a whole lot easier, especially for some of these bigger multi-blocks. And then also, like, multi-blocks you may not build as often, things like that. It does really help. I mean, things like the metal press, you can usually just kind of knock those out. You don't really need a projector for that, I don't think. But I wonder if this is going to count. I hope so. It's the thermal foundation steel. So I'm hoping that that counts. Cauldron goes right there. Scaffolding right there. Okay, so now we need steel. Our redstone engineering block goes right there. And then we are going to need the light engineering blocks, the heavy engineering blocks. There we go. And then we need the reinforced blast bricks. Out like that. And then we're going to have to bring these out again. Just like so. And then there's a 3x3 on top of that, if I recall correctly. So. And then we need the steel sheet metal. And I'm hoping this video comes out at the intended time. I was actually spending a while tonight working on lag. And then we had some server issues that kind of came up. And we're still not 100% sure what caused them. They were kind of weird. But we did get those fixed. And yeah. So. Just working on a bit of that stuff tonight. There we go. Okay, so that is... now I'm stuck. There we go. That is everything. And then we can take our engineer's hammer and we just right-click the cauldron. There we go. The hottest topic. Advancement. And then let's just take this and do that. Okay. I will have to clean up the floor there. That's fine. But we have an arc furnace now. So now I'm going to want to get a power sail. And then I'm also going to want to get a phantom face, if I can craft it. Should have, yeah. And then if we just order one of those coils. And what we're going to do is we're going to plug this one up basically like how the crusher's set up. It's going to be, I think it's just going to be manual use. Right here's where the power connects in. There's actually 3 of these, but we can just plug into one of those and we'll say, you know, output. That one's already configured. And then we're going to need to set up the output. I'll tell you what, I'm probably going to, because there's an output on the back you have to keep in mind. That's where slag is generated, like if you're making steel. So if we come right back here, that's the output for slag. And so it should be able to auto, can it auto output? I can't remember. Yeah, I think it can. So if we just put a phantom face here, we'll test it out and see. And then we'll just shift right click there, block stored to this connector. Shift right click there, connection's fine and working. Okay. And we'll find out here in just a moment if it's actually working. So I'm going to leave this section here open for right now. Okay, now to actually run this thing, we are going to need some electrodes. Or, oh, is it? Yeah, I think it's graphite electrodes, right? Yeah, okay. These are made in the metal press with the mold rod, or you can make them in the engineer's workbench with 4 of this HOP graphite. Now to do that, we are going to have to get a squeezer. That's our next objective, and we are going to want that automated. The only thing is, right now, I've really only got space in here for 2 more machines. Unless I pulled this up. Actually, I have an idea. I have an idea, I think. Okay, so we're going to want to make, actually, 3 more machines. 2 of the same thing, and then 1 of the squeezers. So to make the squeezer, this is what we need to make the HOP graphite. We're going to need steel scaffolding, fluid pipes, redstone engineering blocks, light engineering block, wooden barrel, piston, steel fence. I just need 1 of these. And then in addition, we are also going to want to get this right here. Steel scaffolding, treated wood slabs, redstone engineering block, light engineering block, heavy engineering blocks, conveyor belts. And I'm going to want 2 of these. I will be back here in just a second once I get this stuff crafted up. Or, not really even crafted up, just I get all this stuff together. So I'll be back here in just a second. Okay, I've got everything here that we're going to need for the other 3 multi-blocks. And let's go ahead and craft our projector together, and let's get the squeezer. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to open this up right here, I think. And then build the squeezer back in here, which I'll have to clean up a little bit of this, that's fine. But I'm thinking that would be good. And then maybe have this open so you can actually see the squeezer back in through there. And that way we can fit the multi-blocks that we want into here. So let's go ahead and, let me see. I think the redstone engineering block goes on the right. Okay, so light engineering block, and I'm pretty sure it goes up like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just place that down. Fluid pipes, whoops. Fluid pipes like that. And then we'll have the scaffolding setting like that. Wooden barrels like that. Redstone engineering block. And then we've got the steel fences and the piston. Okay, so there's our industrial squeezer, and now I just got to clean up the stuff back here. That's fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to inset, well, let's see. This inputs from the back side, right? Yeah, this back corner here, and outputs over here. And so what we're going to do for right now, because the only thing that we're going to be running through this is HOP graphite. Okay, so we're just going to open this up. And let me go ahead and remove that. Let's see. That's what, 4, 5 channels? And I'd have 6, 7, 8. That'd be perfect. Technically, I could do both of these crafters through the same channel if I wanted to. But I don't know that I will. Okay, so let's pop over before we set up the other multi-block, let's get ourselves an interface. Now, another thing that I'm going to want is I'm going to want a redstone furnace. This just makes making the coal coke a little bit easier for us. We're going to want a redstone reception coil. There we go. And there's the redstone furnace. And then I'm also going to want, I think it's pyrolytic conversion, this right here. So can I get that? What am I missing? An Invar gear, which I should be able to order. There we go. And there's our pyrolytic conversion upgrade. And then I'm going to want, a couple upgrade kits. There we go. And quest complete, redstone furnace. Okay. We completed a quest. And I'm going to set it up just right over here. Oh, and pyrolytic conversion. Quest completed. We'll put it over here with our other thermal stuff. So we'll put a redstone furnace right there. And we'll go ahead and just clear this. We're going to say that you can insert from the back. You can output on the bottom side. And then we'll put our interface down. I'm going to need one more interface, but this way we can go ahead and automate coal coke. Okay, so we'll just right click the back of that. There we go. That should be all connected and stuff. I am going to have to put a connector right in here and then connect it. I'll have to connect it down and around to there. That's fine. But okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to say that, well, let me go ahead and upgrade this. We've got our hardened kit, our reinforced kit, and then right here, our augmentation. We're going to put this in, and what this does, it only allows certain items to be processed. Processing speed is greatly reduced. Only one specialization can be installed. And what it allows us to do is it allows us to make charcoal from hay, but notably coal turns into coal coke. And then we can also make, charcoal and stuff through here. Blocks of coal coke with blocks of coal and charcoal with sugarcane. Okay, so we're going to put that right there. And we'll go ahead and grab ourselves a connector, a little bit of network cables, and let's get, I believe we automated it last episode, the auxiliary reception coil. Let's go ahead and get one of these just to boost up processing speed a little bit. Because this thing's not the fastest thing in the world, so... it will eventually get faster, but for right now, it's not great, if I recall, unless it's been like buffed or something, which a lot of the machines in this pack are buffed, so I don't know for sure. We're going to put that connector right there. We're going to say that you... There we go. We'll just click some sides till we get it. And then this controller here, we're going to say that you can... See, it's inserting on that first slot. Okay. So, furnace, go ahead and extract, stack 20. That's fine. And then right over here on the power line, we'll go ahead and say that you can insert power. Okay, so this should be getting power. It is. And then we need to set up a recipe, and we're also going to have to set up some kind of a void system. I'm probably going to do well, do we want to keep the creosote or just want to trash it? I'm just going to trash it because I've already got a creosote farm. It's just through charcoal, but it does the trick. So I don't necessarily need another another creosote source. So we're going to get a trash can, and then we're going to make a really quick recipe here. Yeah, Thermal Foundation does have one. Okay, I'm just going to get a block of coal, and we'll start running this. And you can see it's not terribly fast. It will get faster as we add the auxiliary reception coils. Whenever it's fully sped up, like fully upgraded and stuff, it is faster than the blast furnaces. That's why I'm going with this instead of, with blast furnaces. And then right here, we're going to say that the top side is going to be output, and we'll do a fluid trash can setting right there. Okay, so it's going to make a little bit of creosote. That immediately gets voided into the trash can. And... now we can go set up our recipe, and we're just going to say that if you take, we'll just do these one at a time. If you take one block of coal, you're going to get 1 block of coal coke. And then we're going to set up one more recipe and say that if you take coal coke, you'll get 9 single coal coke. And then we'll just go drop this in the interface. This will be I guess probably the only recipe that we run through this, so... That's actually pretty fast, though, for it to convert a whole block. So, it's not too bad anyways. We'll go ahead and drop that into there. Okay, and let's order ourselves a bit of this coal coke. Let's say 20. Okay, we'll go ahead and get that stuff running. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to, we want to make HOP graphite. And I'm assuming that's the only way to get the dust is through the squeezer. Oh, actually we could do it through the manufactory. Guess what? We don't need the squeezer, in fact. My bad. I should have double and triple checked before I did that. I will say the speed's not super different. By the way, I was thinking, and this will auto input, so I don't know. I was derping. I know it'll auto output, so we don't have to worry about that. We'll go ahead and just close that off. Okay, so yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna run this stuff through the manufactory. Okay, so if we wanted to make this, we can just run it through the macerator. That's perfect. I can't do blocks though. That's fine. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna say that give us like 9 of this. There we go. We're just going to make it like 9 at a time. And we're going to make a recipe and say that if you take 9 coal coke and you run it through a macerator, and we come back down over here, then you are going to get yourself, then you're going to get 9 coke dust. And we'll just encode it. Okay, and I'm going to go drop this into a macerator. And then we're going to teach it to make the HOP graphite, which I think is just 8 of this. Per craft manufactory, yeah, 8 makes 1 HOP graphite. Okay, so we're going to make another recipe here, and we're going to say that if you take 8 of this, we're going to need this for endgame, so just a heads up. And you run this through the manufactory, then you're going to get us 1 HOP graphite dust. There we go. Okay, and then we want to make the ingot. We want to teach it to make the ingot. So for this, all we have to do is smelt it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to say HOP graphite. We're going to toss this into a furnace. There we go. I love our IC2 machines. And there's 1 HOP graphite ingot. Let me just, I'll dump that into there, and then this goes in the manufactory. Okay, now I want to make the graphite electrodes. These right here, and so we're going to need 4 HOP graphite each. So altogether we're going to need 12, because we are going to need 3 of these. So let's go ahead and order ourselves 11 more of those. And we'll get those going, and chances are we'll see it kicking through in the thermal machine over here. There we go. It's got some blocks of coal and it's running. It is going to take a second for this to finish. So while we're waiting, we're going to go ahead and pop back over here. And we're going to set up the 2 multi-blocks that we actually do need. The ones that we do in fact need. Let me go ahead and pull them up in here. These are actually in the simple machines. And we'll just do that. Oh, let's see. The input is right there. The output is basically right there. So if I set it up, yeah, I'm going to have it setting right there. Okay, so let's go ahead. We'll set that down. And I'm going to go ahead and just build both of these at the same time. So we'll do that. Then we've got some steel scaffolding to put down. Like so. Basically every block except for that back corner there. Redstone Engineering block there. There. Heavy Engineering block there. There we go. And then we'll just right-click the front of that. Right-click the front of that. And we've got our automated engineer's workbenches. Now these are going to require a little bit of power. We'll set that up. I'm so happy I actually don't need the squeezer. It just makes things work out a little bit better. I think I had noticed that before. That's why I didn't originally have more than 2 spots there. But then, I don't know. I lost my mind. So it happens. It happens a lot. So, okay, let's see how our HOP graphite's going. We have 12. Awesome. Let's go ahead and grab those. And you can automate these. I'm not going to, because we're not going to be using the arc furnace as like our primary anything. What we're going to want is I want the arc furnace electrodes blueprint. Pull these out of there. Switch that, and we're going to put in our HLP graphite, and we can just get graphite electrodes. 4 ingots per electrode. So now what we can do is we can take and just shift click and slot our electrodes. You can actually see them right up there. They do have a durability, so just a heads up. But for example, if I made something in this, I don't even know, honestly, I don't know that I'm going to be using it a ton. But for example, if I did, okay, let's, for this you need coke dust and iron to get steel. It does make steel very quickly, but you know, we've got it replicating, so there's not a whole lot of point in this. We're going to put our iron right there, our coke dust over there, and you can see it starts running, and of course it can do 12 items at a time. So the slag automatically gets pulled out, and it gets sent into here and sent to the system. The steel is still in here. I may connect it over. We'll see. I'm going to leave it alone for now. You know, we can just, like I said, I don't know how much I'm actually going to be using this, but we have a super furnace here if we didn't already have the IC2 furnaces. But part of it is just for decor. Same with the crusher. Even though I did use the crusher between episodes to make gravel because I needed black concrete and I was out of gravel. We need to set up a material stonework factory here soon. We really, really do. So, okay, so now what we're going to do, the next thing that we're going to do is let's grab this blueprint. Right here, this is our crafting components blueprint. This is the one that we want. So, I believe we can make this, right, fairly easily. It'd be this one, yeah. Okay, let me go ahead and make 2 more of these. Okay, and the reason that I want 2 of these is because one of them is going to sit in here. Just so if I need to craft iron mechanical components or steel mechanical components for something, it's there, but I didn't see any real reason for us to automate it. At least not at the moment. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to have to get inside of here and get back inside of this whole thing. Let's see, right there is going to be an output, and then it'll be over here, which actually we should be able to mirror this. Let's do that real quick. Let's pull that off. Pull all of this off. And really we can take this and we can, what is it, shift, left shift and middle click. We can mirror it. So let's do that. So this doesn't need to go there. And instead, see, that goes there and there. We're going to have our steel scaffolding. In this way it'll actually kind of work out a little bit better for us. So we'll do like that. There we go. Okay, so the outputs are both going to face in towards the center. That's what I want to see. And then what we'll do is we'll have the, and of course I'm going to have to do a little bit of cleanup here, that's fine. But what I'm thinking is, see, power is going to go there, input, output. The inputs are actually going to be, there's another slot right here for inputs. That's where we're going to put our inputs at. So let me go ahead and set that up. And then I've just got to connect it up with some cables, which is fine. We'll do like that. And then again on this side, there we go. And let me go get some, just some Fluix cable will be fine. Just so I can run those cables over to here. Okay, that's all connected. And then what we'll do is we'll set up, I may just do an ender chest on the white line for this, because I have an idea. So let's get one of those. Let's get a diamond. Let's get some conveyor belts. And then I'm also going to want to get, I don't know if I just want to go with power cells. Yeah, let's go with power cells. Okay, so we're going to put one down right there. We're going to put the other one down right there. We're going to say output. There you go. And that's got power. And output. There you go. That's got power. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to set up, let me actually just kind of clean these up while I'm back here. Basically, I'm going to have a conveyor belt sitting there. I'm going to have an ender chest that sits right there. And then we're going to have conveyor line right there. So the items basically just feed straight into the ender chest. Then what we're going to do, we have to set up the recipe that we're going to be using. So on this one, we're going to put in the recipe for the crafting components, and we're going to select vacuum tubes. Okay, and it shows it right there. And then over here, we're going to say recipe circuit boards. And there we go. So we can craft vacuum tubes and circuit boards. And then we just have to go over here and we have to set up a recipe, basically. So vacuum tubes, for example, which I've got a bunch of them, but it's just this stuff right here. Glass, nickel plate, redstone, copper wire, which it knows how to make all those things. Then you're going to get 3 vacuum tubes and encode. Okay, and then the circuit board, I do have some of those. Great. Okay, so let's grab that. I made these in bulk a bit back because, you know, we were using them for A2. So it just kind of made it easier. Okay, insulating glass. It knows how to make that. I did teach it that. There we go. Encode. Okay, and then all we have to do is pop back here. I'm going to remove this for just a second. This one makes the vacuum tube, so we're just going to put this right into there. And close it up. And then this one over here makes the circuit board. Close it up. Okay. And now if we come over here and let's order ourselves, say 10 circuit boards, because it's going to, well, it's not going to have to craft any vacuum tubes, but you'll get the idea. Okay, it's got everything that it needs. So if we pop over here and we take a look, see, all the items are coming through, they're getting turned into circuit boards, and they're moving on into the ender chest. So much easier than having to craft those manually. We never have to craft those manually again. And if we need the mechanical components, we'll deal with that. But honestly, I don't think we're going to need them. So the circuit boards are, you know what, I never diamond locked it. So I'm just pumping circuit boards into somewhere. And so now that it's diamond locked, if we pop over here and we were to order ourselves some vacuum tubes, we have 111. Let's order 10. And it has to craft some copper wire. That's fine. And then there's 3. There's 3. And then there's 3. So there we go. It makes vacuum tubes. It makes circuit boards. Great. That's what we want to see. I actually didn't need this stuff, because we just use the conveyors to move it, and that's perfectly fine. And that means that, I mean, like I said, I might plug this up. But aside from that, this room is pretty much done as it stands. I mean, it looks a whole lot better now that it actually has the machines in there. I guess I should, let me go get like 2 pieces of hempcrete so I can close up that arc furnace. Because that room, you know, we started it, we set up the metal presses like forever ago, but then we kind of just switched gears off of tech for so long. Or away from immersive engineering. I mean, there really wasn't a whole lot that we really needed from it. But, yeah. So now we've got steel, which I'll probably never use. But our immersive engineering machines are done. So anyways, I think I'm going to end out this episode here. We accomplished what I set out to accomplish. Immersive engineering, you know, I'm not going to say we're never going to touch any more immersive engineering, because, you know, we will. We will do some more immersive engineering and use some little miscellaneous stuff and things like that. But, yeah, I mean, as far as the main things that we needed, which was automating those things, getting that HLP graphite set up, I mean, that stuff's done. We've got HLP graphite ingots. Now, the electrodes, they're not automated, but I will probably never, ever, ever need to replace these. You can repair them as well, but I will probably never need to replace these. Because this is, more than anything, this is just a decorative arc furnace. So, I just wanted it set up for the sake of it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. And go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. Stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys next time.